Bionic Gloves presents the Hands-On Golf Podcast, bringing anatomy and hand function to the forefront of glove design to improve comfort, fit, and performance.
Welcome everyone to this edition of the Bionic Gloves Hands-On Golf Podcast. My name is Chaz Rao. I'm your host. I'm here with Eric Gilliland at the Audubon Country Club in Louisville, Kentucky. Let's get right into this week's email, and this one comes in from Sapan. And he says, Chaz, how do I make sure that I don't top the ball when I hit it? I struggle to make contact. Eric?
Good question, Sapan. As we were riding out to our location today, we saw a perfect example of what your question is. Somebody topping the ball just from 30, 40 yards out. So we'll walk over here in just a second, figure out a way to help you out with that.
Well, Sapan, you know, just for your participation in this podcast, you get the official Bionic glove. So if you'd like to participate in this, it's real easy. Just send us a story idea. Make sure you give us your name, full mailing address, and your glove size, and whether you're right or left-handed. It's very important that you do that because we need that information to get you the glove. It just makes everything go much quicker, so you get the glove quicker, so you can take it out on the course. Now, please leave your feedback in iTunes, and remember that all past episodes have been archived, and you can now purchase them for $1.99. All you have to do is go to bionicgloves.com/podcast and make your purchases through the website. Remember, the podcast is free. It's just after like 12, 14, 16 episodes, we put them into the catalog. So they're there waiting for you to make you a better golfer. So now let's go join Eric on the course to see how we can stop from topping the ball in this edition of the Hands-On Golf Podcast.
So if you come in here to the golf ball for me, a top is quite obviously where the leading edge of the golf club hits the top of the golf ball, hence the name. Well, what most people do to try to avoid that problem is they get into lifting or scooping the golf ball. But when the club comes in such a way as to scoop the golf ball, most often the club starts to hit the ball on the upswing, which really exacerbates the problem. You've got the leading edge moving up into the ball, and the ball never gets up in the air. The other thing that can happen when you're trying to scoop or lift the golf ball is that the club bottoms out before it ever gets to the ball, and you might hit the shot heavy or fat. There are a lot of different names for that. So what we want to do is make sure that the club impacts the ball, and this has been the theme of a number of our podcasts, that the club impacts the ball like this, where the ball is hit with a descending blow, where it moves up the grooves of the club and creates loft. And ultimately the club hits the ball and hits the ground after it struck the golf ball. So this is the way we're going to stop the top, and I'll show you what the swing would look like to do that. If I were hitting just a wedge shot here like I've got, what I'm going to do is make sure that I hinge my wrists when the club goes back, and that I keep my hands in front of the club head for as long as I possibly can, so that the club continues to move into the ball with a descending blow in the way that we just discussed. At no point in this shot do I want to throw the club head at the ball with my hands, because that's going to create the top. So here's what the shot looks like. And that's the best way for us to get rid of our tops. Keep that club moving down through impact. If you have any more questions on topping the golf ball or anything else to do with your golf swing, Sapan, just contact your local PGA professional or visit us at bionicgloves.com. Thanks for the question.